So, it may take us years to understand some of the things we do. How we react to certain things or people may be deeply rooted from hurt that needs healing. It is such human nature to push things down and avoid dealing with it, but that may be the worst thing we are doing to and for ourselves. Whatever the situation, we should be dealing with it head on instead of creating a wound that can continue to be triggered and reopened over and over. The thing is, healing must be intentional, where you have to be willing and ready to deal with it. When you are on a path of healing, you have to remember to be gentle, kind, and supportive of yourself. Listen and be in touch with your body. Allow yourself to feel the emotions, but don't set up camp there. Just sightsee. I realized that I needed healing when I began to let other people control how I felt. What I mean by that is someone could say something that pissed me off, and I would ruminate on it for the rest of that day or even longer. Someone saying words shouldn't ruin or interfere with my happiness. I also noticed about myself that I would hold grudges. Piss me off, and you were on my shit list. I would be easily triggered if people brought those up that I held grudges against. They were taking up so much space in my mind. I had to learn to forgive them for myself so that I can move on and avoid blocking any blessings that were meant for me. Shit, they were sleeping good at night, not thinking about how they hurt me, so why let them continue to live in my thoughts? No thanks. Hashtag over it. What are some indicators that you may need healing? Well, you avoid talking about the situation. Avoiding it is holding on to it, and if you were comfortable with the past, you wouldn't mind discussing it. When you discuss it, strong emotions are evoked. Or you notice you may have feelings surrounding the situation or even just in general. This may be the norm for you, and this is because when you keep running, those physical symptoms become your norm until you deal with the pain. Or sometimes you notice you cannot be your true self around some loved ones because you try to conform to old ways. Or you repress feelings and emotions, which increases your length of time you hang on to them, and this creates an attachment to those emotions versus speaking about them, which makes it easier to let them go. You notice you have anxiety and temper control, which can lead to poor decisions, regret, and in some cases, addictive behaviors. You cannot heal an environment which continues to feed the wound you are trying to heal, and you cannot heal if you continue to touch the wound. The longer we continue to allow those wounds to continue to be reinfected, the longer we will hurt, and hurt may take on other physical forms in our bodies, such as headaches, fatigue, overwhelm, overeating, digestive problems, weight gain, or weight loss. Everything starts with the mind. And in my opinion, the first step to healing is being able to start to heal your thoughts. Be mindful in your triggers or what you are thinking about. And if that is something you needed to heal from, then reframe those thoughts. Sometimes we have to think in the mind frame of what did I learn from this instead of the why me thought process. When you begin to think this way, it shows that you grasp the bigger picture, and that is a step closer to healing. Another great way to begin the process of healing is to write things down, such as what happened, how you felt about it, why you think you felt that way. Writing is a release, and I say this a lot, but sometimes it really helps to get those things from out of your head and on paper to better understand and visualize what it is you need to work on and what parts of you need healing. We can't allow for the pain to control our lives, and healing helps to bridge that gap. It may take time, but when we stop allowing that pain control, guide, or lead us, then we are a step closer to healing. Some things may still break your heart, but it clears your vision and you begin to see things for what they are. In my culture, it is shameful and there is a stigma attached to counseling or therapy, when in my opinion, it may be the best thing you could ever do for yourself. To talk things out with someone who is not there to judge or label you, but listen to you and lead you down the right path to healing. Friends and family are wonderful, but sometimes they may offer up their opinions, which may lead you into a direction you may have not otherwise led to had you thought of it yourself. Sometimes some of those family and friends actually may add to the hurt, add to the pain, and put salt in the wounds. One of the ways that I began to heal is doing shadow work. I would come up with these prompts for myself to then journal about that would bring out all types of feelings and bring up all kinds of emotions. And I prepared for that. I knew that that would happen, but I was in a state of mind and still am in a state of mind where I know that healing is going to make me the best version of myself. For example, one of the prompts was to write about something that happened when I was a child that I am still sad or angry about. Whew, that was the first and most emotional entry I think I did, but just writing it out helped me to sort through it more in depth and then heal those pieces of me. That journal prompt alone has really helped me among many others. Shadow work has been so important to me for me to peel back those layers and start to be my most authentic self. Once we begin to heal, we begin to be more in tune with and aware of our triggers and therefore be able to, in some instances, prepare for them. And if not the reaction of that strong hurt may not be as strong when we are in the process of healing. You aren't as easily triggered by people or situations once we begin to heal. The ability to return to a calm state after being triggered is easier once we begin to heal. Your negative feelings of insecurity and worthlessness shift into confidence and self-worth once we begin to heal. Shame, guilt, and self-doubt feelings are diminishing once we begin to heal. You feel the need that moving forward is now possible once we begin to heal. When the process of healing starts, so does the process of reinvention. You begin to reinvent yourself from who you were prior to the trauma and during the trauma to a person who you are becoming as the dust settles and the healing process progresses. Continue to feed your brain positive messages, whether TV, radio, books, music, podcasts, etc. These days, I love books. I read one per week. So if you need some good recommendations, hit me up. Give yourself grace and reward yourself when necessary. Continue to provide self-care. Y'all know that's my favorite. Remember that with pain comes purpose and with the struggle comes strength. Keep healing and keep going. You got this.